Trying to wake up, bro.
Me too.
Me three.
Welcome to the Three Amoebros podcast.
Ooh, that was a
We've
great opening.
Thank you. Thank you. I was feeling it. I was feeling I needed to wake up a little bit. As you can tell, this has just happened, so we haven't got to fully explain to ourselves and to people and to even the world what happened. But the Dame Lillard himself finally got out of Portland, and our resident NBA expert is going to do his best to walk us through what the trade means and how it's going to affect the teams, you know?
Oh, is that me?
That's you.
Yeah,
You're
that's
our
you,
Oh
resident
Joseph.
man,
NBA.
that's me. That's scary. If I'm the NBA resident expert,
You just
we got
love basketball the most,
I
Yeah.
I
do.
think.
I do.
Like it's like probably average viewership. Like you're like here. Like so like that means that you're not like the expert of experts, but you're better than us because
I'm
I'm like
better than
here.
Stephen A. Smith. Come on now. Let's be
Yes.
real. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, I think this is great for Lillard because he gets out. But let's just first off, the one thing I hate about the NBA, it's so fucking confusing when so many teams get involved. And I just
I
can you imagine being in the room when this shit is going on? And it's like
It's a
all these
crazy
people are like
negotiation.
trying to figure it
restful.
out. So I'm going to explain this as simple terms that you guys can get. Three teams are included in this trade. You got Portland, the Suns, and the Bucks. All teams that really needed to make changes.
So the Suns are in this. I knew it was a
Suns.
3-team trade. I didn't know the Suns would be involved.
Yes. So I'm going to start with the obvious. The Bucks receive just one and only one player, Damian Lillard. So
Okay.
bring him up with
all you need.
Giannis. That's going to be scary. That's a scary team.
Do they still have Middleton, right?
Yes. So I have Chris Middleton. Well, let's start with then what Portland receives, because Portland got the most from this for sure.
Yeah.
Whether picks and all these things. So they start with Drew Holiday.
It's a good
Then
pickup.
they get
okay.
Andre Ayton from the Suns.
Good pickup.
Then they get this guy who we just kind of figured out who he finally was, but Tumani Kamara. Probably average, no one great, probably a good role player off the bench, something like that. But then they also get
a body.
Okay. First off, I did not know what this is, but Milwaukee gives up a 2029 unprotected first round pick, and then they have unprotected swap rights with Milwaukee in 2028 and 2030. I learned this about it unprotected. Do you guys understand what an unprotected is?
Unprotected
Yes.
it can be in
Tell
the
me,
top.
Chris, what is it?
Oh, okay.
Basically, and I could have this wrong, but an unprotected means that no matter what it is, they can swap. Where a protected is like if it's finished such and such a height. No, not at all.
You're correctish, but like an unprotected pick just means that like they can any pick they get, and then a protected one is outside of the top 10 or at top 5 or something.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was saying.
So
yeah,
so essentially, okay.
But
maybe it was a little confusing because maybe we're thinking it, but it was different from your eyes. What we are communication. It's just all about it, right? So essentially, unprotected means
so Chris and
example they have is the Kings draft ends up being in the top 10. They key to keep their pick.
Right.
Usually when the pick is a top 10 protected or a lottery protected, they will defer to the next draft. So basically,
so no matter what, you get a pick.
If Portland falls into the top 10, they get to keep that pick. They get to keep the pick that they stole from Milwaukee. But if they're out of it, they can basically defer it to the next draft. Who knows? That's weird.
The thing that's crazy here.
Basketball's crazy.
The thing that's crazy here is tell me that you think these 3 players are going to be playing in the league in 2030?
Hold on. I'm not even done.
Hold on.
Hold on.
You just twisted my brain here for a second, because now I think I may have been I did have it maybe a little backwards. So you're telling me that the unprotected actually is more beneficial to the team giving it, and the protected is actually better for the team receiving it because they are the ones who can defer it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So this is like what it says by pretend. This is a quote or I'm just reading this from.
All right, I'm ready.
We're ready. So a protected pick. Let's pretend the Sacramento Kings made a trade with the Indiana Pacers that they will trade the first round of 2020 top 3 protected to Indiana for Sabonis. So there's a bunch of scenarios. So the Kings receive them. If the Kings make the playoffs, their 2020 pick goes to Indiana. They get Sabonis. The scenario number 2, they get Sabonis. The Kings don't make the playoffs and go to the lottery. Their pick ends up being number 4. Their pick goes to Indiana. If the Kings don't make the playoffs and go to the NBA lottery and their pick ends up being outside of that, they get to keep the pick and make the selection. Oh, the top 3. So if they're 1, 2, or 3, they get to keep the pick.
So the
if they're
protection
4,
goes for the team that's giving the trade away.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We had it
never
correct.
mind.
We had it correct. The
Okay.
protection is going for the team that's giving the pick away, and the unprotection is just means that it's just whatever the picks are is the picks.
That makes sense.
They just swap but I think it's crazy that this.
Crazy.
I understand that you still haven't figured out what the Suns are getting, but it's crazy that we're talking about 2030.
Could you? Yeah, the NBA loves to go into the future, a lot.
And it's honestly, think about it, dude. It's just picks in 2030. By that time,
Yeah.
you have no idea where you're at in Portland. You can give away those picks, keep those picks.
You can trade for other picks.
Well, let's talk about what the Suns receive. So the Suns get rid of basically DeAndre Ayton is the only person I think they lose DeAndre Ayton. Then they are given Yusuf Nurkic. Yep, excuse me. Grayson Allen, Nassar Little, and this guy named Keon Johnson. So really, I think out of all this,
So Grayson Allen is on the Suns.
Yeah, he is the
Yep.
cheater himself.
Yeah,
Can't stand that guy.
The only people the Suns got rid of was DeAndre Ayton and Kamara. Then Portland loses Nurkic, Little, and I technically was it Keon Johnson. I don't know where he is, but Alex, you said you knew him.
I'm pretty sure I think he's from Portland, or he's from
And
the
Grayson
Suns.
Allen.
Yeah, he's from
Okay,
Portland.
and then the Bucks lose Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen.
And Cameron.
Picks.
What's funny is I literally saw a notification yesterday that Drew Holiday wanted to retire a Buck.
He literally posted on his social media, literally yesterday, that he wanted to be he likes.
Yeah, that was on Bleacher Report yesterday.
Well, was this like do you think this was a ploy by him because he knew something was coming? Like he can't talk.
He may have heard rumors. I don't know.
May have heard rumors, but I mean, obviously, But okay, so imagine the thing that I want to ask you guys, and maybe you can tell me, how the fuck do the Suns get in this trade? like you're talking like, okay, hey, Portland, let's give us Damian Lillard. You know what? We really want DeAndre Ayton. You're like, well, what? Okay.
I think teams are just already involved in talks with one another, and then it's like, well, hey, by the way, this other team is involved, wants, and then they kind of get each other involved to say, okay, well, what can we do here to make everyone happy and swap? It'd be fun if the NFL kind of did more of that.
Yeah, there's never
NFL is very just
has
straight
there ever
up.
been a 3-team trade in the NFL?
There's gotta be, but
wait, this is a
I can't tell you when.
Has there been I don't understand. I just don't even understand how they even got this,
I'm so sorry. I had to take a phone call. That was work, duty call.
Yeah, you look like you were doing sign language for the deaf over there.
Just kidding. What were
Who the fuck else would sign language be for?
The blind.
The Marcus name in the 3-way deal between the Los Angeles Rams, Buffalo Bills, and Indianapolis Colts was Hall of Famer running back Eric Dickerson. When Dickerson got traded from the Rams to the Colts, right? Or the Colts to the Rams?
Probably Colts to the Rams because he was a Ram.
Oh, that's right.
What year?
Okay. Wait, hold on. Are we just talking about how these 3-team trades don't happen in the NFL?
Yeah, we were seeing when the last time like an actual 3-team trade from the NFL came from, and it was 1987, the last time a 3-team trade happened, and 10 players were traded in that time, which is so weird to think about. In that one trade, 10 players traded. We think about that, and it's usually like, okay, I'm going to give you whatever TJ Watt for 3 picks and a big player,
right?
But it's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. But the fact that I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't seem like any team won but the Bucks.
Ooh, no, I totally don't think so. So I think the Bucks definitely get they win because they get a good player. They get Damian Lillard, who next to Giannis, that's a scary team.
And
But the
Chris Middleton.
yeah, and they get Chris. So they
Mhm.
get so they're main three, and I'm gonna give them a main four because I like Bobby Portis. I think Bobby Portis is a
I
stud.
hate Bobby Portis.
I know, I heard you say that before.
Freaking
But
bug
they
eyes.
get Chris Middleton, they get Giannis, and then Lillard. I think that's a
That's
deadly
scary.
combination. But they did give up like some.
They gave up
picks
Jude
I think, for the
Holiday, but
future,
you
I think they win.
you
Like they
replace that
definitely
with Dame Lillard. And then like the Suns also won because they got rid of freaking Ayton.
Hell
That
yeah.
guy,
Yeah,
we have a story like
that's been
Justin.
like 2 seasons in coming. It's been dragged out.
Yeah.
2
You
seasons
saying
in coming?
longer?
No, 2 seasons in coming. Oof, that's crazy. Dude. It took 2 seasons to come. So what I am trying to say is that there's this time where back in the day when we all used to live in Arizona, actually, Chris didn't live in Arizona at this time. Motherfucker decided to move to Atlanta.
What the fuck?
Yeah, don't get don't. But we used to play basketball, and I was like, hey Jay, let's play basketball one day. We go to this park. I don't remember what park. It was the most random
That was by our
basketball court.
apartment.
Yeah, but it was the most
Remember, we
random
saw that a lot.
basketball court. No, it wasn't that one. It was the one where the brick
Oh.
wall. It was the most. It was like this most random basketball court I think I've ever been to because you were almost like in like a back
Remember there was
lot
that weird guy? We're
behind.
kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, you were behind like a couple houses. You were like off to the side, and you were behind houses, and then there was nothing to the right
But
of
this
us.
is a public court.
There's like
Yeah.
a public court. It was the most
Interesting.
wild, like little area, and the parking lot was like a dirt parking lot. It was really, really, and it was the only thing there. It wasn't like really even a park. It was just this basketball court. So we're playing at this basketball court, and we're playing, and you know when Justin and I play basketball, it gets a little physical, pushing, a little shoving. It maybe flagrant ones and twos come out. But but we're playing, and Jay's driving on me, and I'm a stout kid. I'm not pretty skinny, and he pushes me, and he pushes so hard with his left hand that his Apple Watch actually broke into my skin, and he shattered his Apple Watch in my arm.
What?
Yeah, yeah, and then it was so funny. I looked down and I go, oh, and then we stopped playing basketball that time.
Yeah, we
Obviously because we had to
Did you have to go to urgent care?
I didn't go to urgent care.
No,
Fuck.
we're boys. We just
Boy,
banged
How
out.
bad was it?
I mean, I was bleeding pretty bad.
We had to put a shirt around.
So the reason that I bring up this story is because in that singular moment, I think Justin and I apart played harder in the paint than DeAndre Ayton has ever played in the paint. Okay. So good for the Suns to get rid of him.
I would say so.
I don't think he's ever broken an Apple Watch on somebody.
And they get rid of 2 players. So I just found out Camara is a rookie. So he hasn't even played yet. So they get rid of a guy who technically hasn't done he lost them the finals. Yeah, he lost them the playoff games last year because of his weak play.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, for being, what is he, like 7 foot? He played, he had one game where he was like the star of it, where he made that last minute basket and won. But that's only because you were fucking tall. But besides that, he doesn't play rough. He doesn't play tough. And dude, honestly, if you're going to get someone at center, Nurkic is better in center
Nurkic is good
than fucking DeAndre Ayton, in my eyes, surrounding the team. Plus, at the same time, I think they get some young players and that will help them because DeAndre Ayton think about it, they had Beal, Booker, Durant, and Ayton. And on all those guys, I get rid of Ayton first too.
Dude, I forget how dirty
sure.
that team actually could be.
Going to be.
Yeah,
hopefully.
the Beal trade.
I forgot about the Suns have been making what the fuck happened? Did they get new ownership?
The guy last year.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, that's right. Because
Robert Sarver had to sell it, and so now it's this dork from Michigan State.
Okay, why you gotta call him a dork? What's the point of that?
He's a dork.
Honestly, I think all teams.
He's made the team way better.
I'm looking at this.
I'm not denying that.
We're asking who wins what. I think all teams get a little bit of a win because the Portland receives
I get that.
Drew Holiday, which
Mhm.
isn't bad. It's not Damian. They get technically DeAndre Ayton, who at this point, if I'm DeAndre Ayton, I'm mad that I got traded away from that team. That's the team that drafted
Yeah,
me.
and
I went to school in Arizona. Like that was my home. Now you send me
for
away
for how
to
much we talk
Portland.
shit about DeAndre Ayton,
I think he grew up here, didn't he?
he's still a top center like in the league. So it's like he's gonna be good for them. I think he was just a little weak ball for the Suns when they
Yeah.
had nobody else who played
This
hard.
might ignite a fire under him.
And maybe Jude Holiday plays really hard, so maybe this will like help him figure out like how to play hard. He plays soft usually, but
I think it will help him because like Drew Holiday is not like a really vocal, where like KD Booker are really, really vocal, and Ayton is not vocal. He's pretty quiet.
yeah.
So
So
this will be good. It'll be
I
interesting.
think it'd be. I'm predicting right now that the Bucks better win the championship.
I just can't believe that in general, freaking Damian's finally out. He got his wish. That took forever. And there were so many teams competing for him. And like Miami was the big
Heat
hot.
fans are shook.
Heat fans
Look,
you know who's pissed? I think basketball fans are pissed. Can you like why are you giving the Bucks, who don't need to get help, more help?
Well,
it's to keep
it's a business.
it's to
I
keep
understand.
Giannis. Because if you are listening to anything that's going on, doesn't like it kind of sounded like Giannis was up in the air, wasn't really
Oh,
sure.
if you're Giannis, you stay now.
He said,
Easy.
it basically said, I just want to go to a place. I want to be in a winning spot. I want to be able to win. And so the organization, I think, had to pull off something to show, like, oh, we're committed to winning. And I think this goes, oh, we're winning, or at least getting really freaking close.
I mean, yeah, you bring Dame in. Dame's Dame. I mean, he's getting
Dame just
old,
has
but
to be
he's
healthy,
Dame.
bro.
Yeah,
He's
he's getting a little old, but he's Dame. So if he can like, maybe the Bucks have some kind of thing out
It'll be
there.
interesting to see the chemistry, because
Yes,
that's
it will
what
be.
it'll take. You got a lot of talent there, but now you need the chemistry.
And you need Dame to not play. Well, I guess he didn't really even play ball hog ball when he had McConnell back there. They played ball very well together when he had like CJ in the backcourt with him, and they were really, really good.
But CJ is definitely a number 2.
Oh, he was definitely
where
number 2.
Giannis is a number 1.
Yes, but
And
Giannis
Dame is
isn't
a number 1.
Yeah, but Giannis isn't a ball hog. He had to be a ball hog because they needed somebody to like score the fucking basket. But he's not a super ball hog where Dame can actually put up 15 assists to alter them to Giannis.
You want to know what's something really cool? I don't think it's cool, but we'll have to listen to it. But Dame, for
no, I know what you're about to say. That's not cool. I saw the lyrics. It's corny as fuck.
It is corny as fuck.
Did he release a
Dame is known for doing like rap on the side. It's one of his things he enjoys. He's not
sure.
He's not the worst. He dropped a single on hours after all the news broke, titled "Farewell."
Is it good?
No,
I haven't listened to it.
Chris
obviously has listened to it.
We'll listen to it. We'll
he's got a line in it that says, "I'm still making trails, but it's just not for the Blazers."
I think that's fire.
That's a bar, bro.
That's a bar.
I don't know about you. That's a bar.
No, that's not a bar.
Chris, you're just mad that you
bar.
couldn't come up with that. And
I'm pretty sure like a 12-year-old with like a dictionary and like a sense to rhyme, or not even rhyme because it doesn't.
I said vowels just to watch it in abruptly. Amazing what I get in return for all this labor, bro. Like this is literally.
That's not a good line. That's
kind of trash. I mean,
no, that's trash. He sucks. Okay, I'm sorry. He is one of the best basketball players in the NBA, no doubt. On the microphone, he is Cheddar Bob. He's not Slim Shady.
I wouldn't say he's great, but I think it's interesting that that's the way he chose to express himself during this time. Well, good for him.
Sure, that's cool.
Hey,
I'll give him that.
Anyway,
that's cool.
I think this was a great hype, but you guys want to know what was more overhyped?
Some other singer.
Mrs. Taylor Swift coming to
Oh
Chiefs
my
country
gosh.
for Travis Kelce. Holy fucking shit. On Sunday was all your phones nothing but Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
My TikTok feed was nothing but Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
My TikTok feed now, it was Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. It was Taylor Swift at the game, and then it was them leaving the game, and then now it's them. Now it's
her being potentially snuck out in a catering. Like, did you see that video?
No, I saw a video. Now all I see is wives going, "Can you believe that Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map. That's all I'm fucking getting on my TikTok.
no.
Like,
Sydney said that she didn't say that to me like legitimately. She goes, "Yeah, this is like the joke now," and I'm like, "That is unbelievable."
It is funny, but holy shit, yes, I saw the thing where she apparently went out through a concession stand thing because of
Yeah.
people and stuff.
Oh,
And
Because
really?
her
honestly,
suite was crowded.
bro, hell yeah,
Oh.
Taylor Swift. First off, you've seen Swifties at fucking concerts. They stay around, like they can't get in the venue. They're outside the venue listening to her, not getting to see her, but listening to her.
Yep.
Oh, they
Can
did
you
that.
imagine
They
just
did that at
being,
Nissan Stadium.
hey,
Yeah.
you're with your boyfriend, husband,
My
whatever,
sister-in-law
right?
was one of those people at Nissan Stadium.
It's just insane.
She listened to it outside the night before she was going to go listen to it inside the stadium.
I mean, listen, all I'm saying is that
Okay,
all I'm saying is good for Travis Kelce, man. His jersey sales went way the fuck up. He got hella
Yep.
followers on Instagram. His podcast probably went off even more than it has been. Like the fact that I saw
Probably.
the funniest meme I saw though of the week, guys, was y'all surprised that Travis Kelce's with Taylor Swift. He's been soaring sixes for years.
okay.
Did I tell you guys my conspiracy on this?
So okay, you don't think it's real?
I did at first when like
Okay.
it first started to play out. Now
Mhm.
I don't think it's real.
Why?
I think because she has this massive tour, right? This tour
Okay.
that's bringing her to
Eras
being the
tour.
status of a billionaire. She's got this movie coming out soon about
Didn't know
this
about that.
tour.
Wait, it's a
That's
movie about the tour?
yeah, it's a like a behind the scenes thing. People are already it just is beneficial for her to stay in the limelight right now. So this is a great spot for her because she's with a guy who is beloved. He's one of the like around the nation. He's one of the favorites of the league of
Around the
being a
league.
great
You could
guy,
hate the Chiefs, but you like Travis
but you
Kelce.
love Travis Kelce, right? And now for the NFL, um yeah,
Good for
you're
them.
pairing one of your top stars with a megastar. Remember Brady and Giselle? Well, now this is the next megastar couple.
True.
Like he's already in commercials, he's already like a face of the league. But now on top of it, you're getting Swifties now
Watch football.
into football. But not only are you getting them to like now pay attention, but now their men are getting less shit for how much football they're going to be watching. And like I'm just like it benefits the NFL to have that kind of a
It
personality associated with them.
and
It
I wonder how
just
long it's
it
gonna last.
reeks of a conspiracy.
I wonder how long it's gonna last. I don't know because okay, not the biggest Swifty, but your boy got caught up on all of the years of drama that she's been dating through. Okay. It's all
Right.
TikTok and you just read through it, the one that swipe. And I was like reading through it. Didn't know she date women. That was new to me.
Yeah, that's like a secret that is only known to her mega fans who
Yep,
like
didn't know that
read
until
into everything.
didn't know that until literally about 2 hours ago. I was like swiping and I was like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, okay, whatever. Swiping. And the last guy she dated was for like 5 years, like 6 months ago.
Secretly.
Yeah, 6 months ago. So it's like this is basically just a rebound, probably something fun, like you said, to keep her name in the limelight. And what has more viewers than the
Yeah,
NFL
they
each
broke
week?
up like 2 weeks into her tour or something.
You guys sound like a bunch of gossip.
I'm getting the
Yeah,
Swifty update.
we're
I'm
so
getting the
gossipy.
Swifty. I'm getting the Swifty
Why
update.
the
Hold on.
women love the fact
Justin brought this up to rant about how
Yeah.
annoyed he is,
Um,
and we
and-
just went into it.
So wait, hold on. Swifty update. Travis Kelce isn't even the first person after her like long-term ex that she dated.
Really,
dude. Okay,
spill
first
the
off,
tea. Who's the other?
Who's the other one, Rosie?
Justin's so.
I love it. I think it's funny.
Oh, she dated Maddie Held, the guy from 1975.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, but that's who I thought
Dude,
she had the
sure.
long relationship with.
No, it was Joel Osteen or so Joel
Yeah,
Joel
yeah.
Joel Osteen is a
the
TV
Bible
pastor.
guy. I know. What's his name, Rosie? Joe Alwyn.
He's the
Joel
Bible guy.
Osteen.
That's funny, bro. bro.
Well, back to your point, Justin, that we just ranted for the last 10 minutes on, please.
Well, here, I want to have my say because you guys have definitely.
So that's why I'm saying back to your point, like on to you.
First off, to go off your conspiracy, it can definitely easily be a conspiracy theory because it does. Like you make great points on why it should be and could be, but it also kind of makes sense.
It does.
He's been adding her for a little. He's been adding her for at least 2 months right now, right? And enough wear and tear and enough media getting attention of it. You don't think she sparks her interest and be like, I never even thought about it. You know, they're the same age.
Yeah,
both 33 years old. Both are technically superstars in their sport.
Yep.
Which is crazy, right? Or whatever you do, whatever you want to call it. And I think he's genuinely serious about like his hots for her. And he's just a different, like what I think about Travis Kelce, he's not like a player dude, like where he's just gonna go out and just date a bunch of random girls. Like he's actually had like long-term relationship. He is a person that likes looks for love. He hears it through all his like podcast episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like you never hear him in the news for like, oh, this guy's dating him now. He's dating him now. He's dating him now.
He sounds very serious by those natures, and yes, the fact that Swift is in there with Mama Kelsey plays a huge thing.
Hey, Mama K.
That was the difference. I think you threw Mama K in there, and then that changed everything. If you would just put Taylor Swift the Chiefs thing, it would have been like but because they're
with the family.
There's Kelsey mom and there's Taylor Swift, and they're connected at the hip. And then you see them after the game kind of doing their thing. You can't lie. Like, whether it's juice or what it is, it's something. And will be interesting to see with the upcoming weeks what it does. But 400% is how much
insane
Travis Kelsey's jersey sales went up. The Chiefs gained like a couple million followers just because of Taylor Swift. Kelsey gained some couple million followers just because of it. And then their podcast becomes #1 because this week he actually talked about the scenarios, which
it's been #1 for a while. But I mean, I can only imagine how many people actually streamed and saw the clips of him talking about it then.
Yeah. And I don't even know, like he was really, and he's very vague in his answers. He leaves enough, he tells you, but he leaves enough room to where it's making you want to think those. And that's where I kind of liked about him because he could give all the dirty details. He could have went right on and like blah, 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 blah. But like,
yeah, I don't know if they're dating.
Kept really PG, and it's still a mystery. It's still in the
works, the elusive mystery. And are they home this week? They are not home this week, so maybe they're in New York, and guess who has an apartment in New York? Does she still have an apartment in
Welcome to New York? That's a Taylor Swift song, BT Dubs.
Does she still have an apartment in New York?
Probably. She's a billionaire.
Oh yeah, she bought 2 floors or 2 apartments in Manhattan.
Okay. You want to know what her net worth is?
I'm gonna go with $984 million.
No, 600 million.
Oh,
I mean, just 600 million.
That's my bad.
There's no way that's accurate.
She's got to have more than that.
The internet, yeah, she's got to have more, and the internet, that shit's never accurate.
It's probably really close. She's not a billionaire, and even if she's closer to 900 million, whatever, like, yeah, think about for a long time she didn't own all her music rights. She didn't get paid for a lot of that music in the way she is now. She's just making all this music money back. So there's a lot of things.
But what I'm saying is that can't be like a live feed. Like, it doesn't know her financials this past year with this tour and everything.
Well, that's as of 2022. So yes,
you are correct.
But this is the year where she now earned her music right. She has now reproduced those same songs, Taylor's version.
Version.
No one's even listening to the old ones because
no one's listening to us anymore.
You're worsening, yes, exactly. But either way or not, I think it was insane to see the quantity of the hype. All your social medias were like that. All your TikToks
that was wild.
It was annoying. I wanted to see
football. It got annoying.
All I saw was Taylor Swift. And great. I think she's awesome. I think she's pretty. Good for him. But
I'm going to be honest, though. I will tell you, I have been a avid Swifter hater.
Wrong.
I'm not anymore. She even turned like Kelsey has turned non-Swiftators or Swiftators non-Swiftators. I don't like her.
Well, she's from Pennsylvania, if that helps. Now. But she's an Eagles fan.
You know what I do think about this though? Gross. It gives the Chiefs more liking. It makes all those women love the Chiefs.
And but you know what's
that's
good
what
for
is
this?
The most important is all these people who don't know what anything about football are suddenly going to be Chiefs fans.
Ooh, it's easy to be the easiest fucking team to be a fan of. What's good for the Chiefs though is now they have a new power couple. No longer Mahomes.
Okay,
Oof.
that has been the best part of the TikTok is all the jokes about
Yeah, there are
what
a lot of funny jokes.
his wife is going to do now that she's not the center of attention.
That's good.
Probably a good thing. But you know what? Let's just move on from this. And I know you guys want to hear what my
I'm
thoughts
ready.
are about the games. And
I'm
I'm going to leave
ready.
that for the end because I want you guys,
Well.
winners, get to wear jerseys. And I'm not wearing a jersey this week. I know throughout your conversations, you're going to get at me in some way. So
But
let
never.
it build up. And
That
I
doesn't
think
sound
the
like
person who's the most passionate, and it's funny because it'll get Chris going because Alex is already going. And whenever Alex is on this podcast, he's already hot and he's already about to say something stupid.
Mhm.
And I know I can just feel it. These Alexisms
Whoa.
are going to come through the roofs. So, Alex,
Yeah.
Whoa.
let's clock in. Let's put on your hard hat. You got your jersey on. The only guy who really matters on your team. Give us a little update.
Ooh.
So okay, first off, the jab about the only person that matters on my team is halfway
Accurate.
decently correct. Halfway. There's another guy, Minka. He matters on my team. And then also another guy who hasn't been playing football right now. So
Who's that?
Cam. Cam has been
Oh.
out for this but have you noticed I've only said defensive players? Because that's what the Steelers do. We play defense. And you know what the Steelers do? We run the ball. Matt Canada. The fires in Canada aren't asked for anymore on this podcast because you finally ran the ball. You did something good. Like, don't give me faces, Jay. Your Cowboys suck. All I'm saying is we beat the Raiders. Sure. Maybe not the best team. They still do have Max Crosby, who is a pretty proficient pass rusher. No, not yet. At the end.
No, I'm just holding up one for the amount of guys that they have.
They've got Joshua Jacobs. He's a baller. Didn't look that great this week. He had the most yards from scrimmage last year. Like, he's a baller. But the thing is, I think TJ Watt might silently and secretly just break the sack record this year. But like, no one's talking about it.
It's because they expect it at this point.
No, he has 6 sacks in the first 3 games.
Yes, they expect.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's just a crazy number. I understand you expect it, but like, I think he's just getting over. I think what's happening is our offense is so trash that no one wants to talk about the defense because all we got to see is how bad the offense is. So what is happening though is I think Pickett is finally learning how to throw multiple balls into the end zone. Hey, Christopher.
It only took him.
Firemouth touchdown.
Yeah, he's still going to be losing his starting spot to Laporta.
That's fine. What I will say though is Firemouth's looking good. Pickens is looking good. Pickett is looking better. I'm not saying good. I'm not saying he's looking good. He's looking better. Our run game can actually run the ball. Our offensive line is doing something. They're learning how to block. Again, after the first 2 weeks, I didn't know if they knew how to block. So they're learning how to block again, which is really good for them. And then we're going to get Deontay Johnson back. I know that Deontay Johnson is maybe not the best receiver. He should have had a touchdown this year, and that is on Kenny Pickett. And I think
he did get a touchdown this year before getting
Johnson?
hurt. Yeah. I think he did get one before he got hurt.
Well, if he did, good for him. I don't remember that because, it's hard to watch the first 2 games of the Steelers because, well, they won. Did he get a touchdown during the Browns?
I think it was the second week because the first week only Pat Freiermuth did.
Pat Freiermuth.
Second week, I think he did, and then he got hurt.
Can you look that up? I don't know. Maybe.
What?
I'll look it. If Deontay Johnson got a touchdown in week 2.
He's not had a touchdown. I know he hasn't.
I don't think he's had a touchdown. I don't think he's had a touchdown this year.
Yeah,
I swear.
He's not even a play.
No, it was Pickens.
On the team.
It was Pickens, and then they scored a field goal, and then the defense scored 2 touchdowns.
Okay, you could be right. Yeah,
the 71-yard pass from Pickens to Pickens. That's what it was.
It literally, he hasn't even been a factor in
Well,
any of
He's been out for 2 weeks.
the,
He's been
still
injured. No, I understand. He's been injured. But
He
I
got
will
injured
tell
in
you,
week 2.
yeah, I will tell you, there was a beautiful slant play that Pickett did miss. So Deontay Johnson, if you score 0 touchdowns this year, it's not on you. You should at least have one. What I will say though is happy to see the Steelers 2-1. Don't know how we're there. Happy to see them going to Houston. I understand you guys are like, oh, it's gonna be close. And if per usual, if we could just flashback or like fast forward to when maybe they lose, because that's what happens when I talk so much trash. But I'm feeling good, looking good for at least the next week. And then our division is looking pretty trash, though. I will tell you that our division overall
Very underwhelming
looks
for the expectations.
looks like the AFC West of last year or 2 years ago when they were supposed to be like this fucking power teams, and because they got Russell Wilson and they had the Chiefs and then they had the Chargers, and it was like, well, okay, all the fucking teams suck but the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's happened to the Steelers is all the teams kind of suck. The Browns are doing better. But the Steelers are looking good. Our defense is playing absolutely phenomenal. We had 3 interceptions, 3 sacks this last week. I understand it's against Jimmy G and the Raiders, but they still have by far one of the best wide receivers in the game, who is probably looking to get out of there because Jimmy G only knows how to throw to people that are not on his team. And other than that, all I'm going to say is I love the Pittsburgh Steelers, and even if they do lose, they still have a place in my heart always.
Chris, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
It's your call, bud.
You feel pretty passionate, or you feel like right on the roll?
No questions for me this week. Are we just skipping that
we have
part?
questions. More or less, I have statements. I have a lot of statements, but Chris seems like he has some too. And I'm going to be meaner to you, so I'll let Chris go first.
Okay, thanks. Why do you think that the team is going in a good direction?
Oh, I didn't
just
say
because
they
you're
were.
2-1.
I didn't say they were. Did you not?
Well,
hear
you're
this?
talking this game is going to be easy against the Texans.
Listen. I think you're misconstruing what my happy demeanor is. I'm saying we're 2-1. Don't know how the hell we're there. Okay. And I literally just said I'm talking this game up and fucking foreshadowing they're probably gonna fucking lose because that's what happens. I literally said the only good thing about our team is our defense. I think they literally have the same amount of touchdowns as our offense, if I'm thinking correctly. No, because Kenny Pickett has 2, so they have 1 less than our offense in 3 games. Oof.
Okay, so Kenny Pickett, he got his first multi-touchdown game, right?
15 games.
Is
15
in
not a full
15
season.
games he finally threw
not a full
2.
season. Hey, okay. No, he's only thrown 1, but 2 touchdowns in 1 game. But yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is he your guy?
Okay, listen. Have you ever heard of a sophomore
Is
slump?
that your guy?
Have you ever heard of a sophomore slump?
Yeah, but in order to have a sophomore slump, you have to have a good first year.
He did have a good first year.
Why? Because his balls didn't really touch the ground?
No, because he went like he went what 6-2 his last 8 games.
All right, here, tell me how good he was. Go ahead.
I understand his stats might not look like it, but he took the team to 6-2 the last 8 games.
Well, you just said it yourself. Your defense is your best thing, so your defense probably took you to 6-2.
Yes, but we don't need
and Kenny just didn't make enough mistakes to like change that.
Listen.
So in 2022, let's just go over Kenny Pickett's
I understand his stat line isn't going to be great. He had
but that means
I think he had 9 interceptions in 2022. Am I incorrect by that?
Let me just check.
Yeah, I think he had like eight or nine interceptions.
13 games last year.
Yes.
He had 9 interceptions. Okay. I'm gonna give you his full stat line because you said he had a good year, a great year. What is a good QBR?
I did not say he had a great year. I said he had a good last 8 games.
He had 63%. He's thrown for only 25, basically not even 2,500 yards. He had 7 interceptions compared to 7 touchdowns compared to 9 interceptions. He had a QBR for the year of a 53.6.
That's pretty rough. But if you think about it this way, he played 13. Okay, think about it this way. He played 13 games last year. The last 8 games, he had, I think he had how many touchdowns for the season? 7?
Yes, and he also fumbled 3 times. So technically, he turned the ball over 12 times last year. So at least once a game, he got rid of the ball.
Hold on. Not at least once a game. That's under once a game. 13.
Oh, sorry, 0.095 a game.
There you go. And it'd be 0.0, it'd be like 0.833333 repeated. But if you think about it this way, in the last 8 games, he had, I think, 1 interception and 5 touchdowns, which is awesome. He won the game. This year, he looked probably dog shit week 1. Pretty bad week 2. Well, I don't know if it was him or it was whatever. They looked pretty bad week 2. They got the win, which is, I was pissed, but they got the win. Part of me still thinks that they're 1-2 because of how mad I was last week. Because
you know what his stats are right now currently?
I'm gonna go with he has he has 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
He has, I think, 3 interceptions. Yeah, because they got him twice, 3 times. I think I got him 3 times in week 1. Sounds good.
You want to know your completion rate that he currently has?
I'm gonna go with 46%.
Oh, 59, but he's 4% down, and his QBR is 34.
Oh, that's rough. What was his QBR last game though? Last game
specifically.
I think he's trending up. He's trending
up. QBR was 70.8, so he had a better game.
He's trending. So he's trending upwards. I'm not saying he's gonna be like the end all be all, but he's at least trending upwards, which I would rather have a trending upwards versus a really hot start week 1 and then fucking trash the rest of the year.
You know, I'm a stat guy, and you said some stats that were inaccurate, and I just want to correct you.
What are my stats that are inaccurate?
So let's talk about the one that really doesn't matter, but does kind of matter. You said Jimmy G only knows how to throw to the other team. He actually hit Devontae Adams.
Oh, I know, 17 times.
172 yards for 2 touchdowns.
Oh, I know that.
20 times. So you're incorrect in that state.
He helped me win a fantasy game. So
yes. You also said your run game was finally great. Najee Harris, which was your leading back, ran 19 times for 65 yards. Do you want to know what that average is?
You're not great. I can do the math on that. Yep, it's like
3.4.
Yeah, it's about 3.
Hey, did you watch the same game that I played? And he looked like shit again. He runs like a soft.
What did Warren have?
Warren is your literally shining light, but he still didn't even do good. He had 8 carries for 29 yards for 3.6. He at least looked the most explosive, and he probably did a lot more out of the back, in which he did. He had 3 receptions for 23 yards.
Yeah,
Najee Harris had 0.
Yeah, he's not a reception. He's not a receiving back.
Okay.
The reason I know he had 3 receptions.
Running back. He's not even a running back, Alex.
Listen, I'm not saying that Najee should be on the team. All I'm saying is Warren should be taken over. We should not cut Najee. It's hard to
I think
it's hard. It's hard. Who's wanting? Who's gonna want him? Because he's gonna want a big contract, but he's not gonna.
No, he's not. He doesn't deserve one, and he should know. And if he wants one, he's not. He's going to end up in free agency like all the other lost backs, because what he wants and what he is 2 different things. You technically still have a great offensive line. How is this guy not getting better yards? This Najee Harris alone, first off, last year I gave him some benefit of the doubt. Chris put him on his fantasy league, right? Yeah. He did all that stuff. But dude, he's like, for the whole year currently, he's averaging 4 yards a rush, which isn't technically good.
What does he have? Like 170 yards, maybe 160 yards for the year. No, probably worse than that.
He has 140.
Okay, 140 yards for the year. Yeah, it's not great. It's not. I'm not saying that our offense looks great. What I am saying is our defense looks phenomenal. Okay, and it's we are weakish. So I know Wallace had 2 interceptions against Jimmy G this week, but we're weakish on corners. That is where we are weak. Like, we are weak on the corner position. We just Patrick Peterson had an interception, and Wallace had 2 interceptions.
I'm not even saying anything about your defense.
Our defense is good.
I think your defense is just fine.
Our defense is going to be once again. they're going to end up top 5 in the league in defense. That's just where they're going to be again. They're really, really good. And then our offense is going to end up, I think they were like 28 last year, something like that, 27. Not great.
I know you're giving him some more. I know you're a Steelers fan, and I know you're blind and you just love, and so you're giving a little bit more credit where credit is due. Personally, in my opinion, I think sometimes you need to be realistic, and your offense literally needs an overhaul. Like, it has come to the point where if you actually
overhaul,
Alex, your defense is so good and your offense is so shitty. You're not going to have a time where you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to make deep playoff runs. You're not going to make Super Bowls. You have a Super Bowl caliber defense and literally a backup offense. I know you know this, and I know it's not what you want. I know this isn't.
I feel like I'm in therapy right now. You're like, you know this.
No, you know this is the direction with the Steelers in. The Steelers,
you know it to be true. Search your feelings.
Such better offenses in the past between Ben Roethlisberger and AB, and even the last couple years have been here. You have better help.
I think you forget our offense has not been good since like 2015. Like, it's not been.
No,
trust me, our offense has been so big.
2016.
Yeah, Big Ben, like, he was throwing 50 times a game. We had 0 run game for literally years. Like, their run game was screen passes.
Good running back.
Our last
Le'Veon Bell
before Najee was Le'Veon Bell, and then before him it was I want to say
you had
Jerome
Blunt
Bettis and
with him
Willie
at
Park.
one point, but then Jerome Bettis for sure.
And we had D'Angelo, bro. He went off.
Oh yeah, D'Angelo Williams did do great for you
for like 2 years. He was really good, and then.
So the last time the Steelers had technically had a good offense was 2017, because that's the last time that Le'Veon Bell has played for.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, like, we haven't
5 years removed. 6 years removed now.
Yeah, we haven't like our offense. Our offense has always been, like, for the last couple of years, our weak points. Our defense has consistently been, I would say, top 10 defense in the league, like, by far. Like, our defense is sometimes even top 5. Like, our defense is consistently there, which is what Steelers football is. Our defense is gonna be hard-nosed football. Mike Tomlin is a defense guy, and besides, like, minus Bruce Arians, since then he hasn't found an offensive coordinator that can, like, do anything. Like, we lost Bruce Arians, and it was just like, okay, what can we actually do? Nothing, because Tomlin is a good players coach. And at what point this is where I get to, like, this is where I'm like, I don't want to see Tomlin leave at all. But at what point do you keep getting to the wild card or getting to the first round of the playoffs and losing, and just keep getting these average 22nd pick in the draft over and over and over and over and over again? At what point are you just like, hey man, Tomlin, like, we need something new, when you have McDaniels in fucking Miami scoring 70 points a game? I understand it's a little bit different. It's a little different dynamic. It's a different dynamic, but, like,
weapons.
You have, yeah, I understand they have weapons, but could you imagine if Kyle Shanahan came to the Steelers and played offense for them? I understand you have Kenny Pickett, but, like, even if you had that, even if you had McDaniels come play
Matt Canada, then why? So, like, at the
because
end of
the Steelers are. So I am a loyalist, right? I am a loyalist.
I know.
The Steelers are the same. We are the same. They will only promote from within. They do not. They hire head coaches from outside, but they do not hire any offensive defensive coordinators from the outside. So what happens is, over time, they get the repetition, they get to know these people, but also that's what happens. And so we get this rut of, we have not had a good offensive coordinator since Bruce Arians. And so now we're just in this, like,
ultimately what it is your offense just needs an overhaul. You guys need to figure out what's going to work, because, like, Mike Tomlin's not going to leave.
We don't even need an overhaul. Like, the thing is, our wide receivers
are the only good thing.
Our wide receivers will always be good. They are always good on the Steelers. We're spending a lot of time on the Steelers. Wide receivers are always going to be good, okay? And then our running backs, if Warren can just be the number 1 running back and Najee not, they probably would be fine.
We spend a lot of time on the Steelers because sometimes you're so blind and naive to the fact that you actually need to make a change, and you're not willing to say, no, there needs to be changes.
No, there doesn't. No, I literally just said maybe Mike Tomlin isn't the option. It's at a point for the it's like it's very similar. Hold on, it's very similar to at a point to the Patriots. When is Bill Belichick not the option anymore? I'm not saying
Okay.
he's there yet.
You are sounding like a 2020 NFL fan coming after the head coach, where you like Mike Tomlin is not your problem. You already said what he is and what he does best in is great.
And so we have our GM is I love our GM. I love our GM. And so it's not, and I don't even think it's Tomlin. I don't even want Tomlin to leave.
Chris, you hear it?
I'm just saying, I know Chris has heard this from himself many of the years of the Lions. But I'm saying is like, listen, we don't need an overhaul on the offense. We need somebody who can. And honestly, Matt Canada, if you like think about it, he hasn't called horrible games. Our offense just can't fucking play sometimes. So maybe we do need to overhaul in the offense. The steel mill is actually closed. We we left. Okay,
that took forever to get to that final point.
Yeah, boy, sorry to step out there for a moment, but I was expecting when I got back, I'm like, oh, you know what? I probably missed like Justin going into the Cowboys or something, but no, I get back in and it's still the steel mill going strong.
Well, you were actually in the middle, so we were also dragging it on because you're supposed to go next.
True.
Because it's time to eat. We're all hungry. It's dinner time.
I'm starving.
So let's just go into the kneecap
diner
or the Lion Den, whatever this is at this point.
Well, you know what? We didn't just eat the kneecaps this week. We ate the whole damn bird. And the Lions destroyed the Falcons. I'm not going to say it was a completely clean game. I mean, we did keep them from scoring a touchdown,
which was insane because they were on red zone a couple times.
They made it into the red zone a couple times. They had to settle for field goals, but there was definitely some things the offense needed to clean up and the defense needed to clean up. But overall, I mean, what a great fucking game. Sam Laporta, he is the man.
I love him.
I already told you, he's taken Freiermuth's starting spot in all my fantasy leagues. Laporta is the guy, and it just makes me happy because you guys know how I felt about the Hawkinson trade to the Vikings.
I hate the way you say Hawkinson. I fucking hate the way you say Hawkinson. Every single time you say it, it gives me the goosebumps.
Oh, okay. I like that. So sorry, TJ Hawkinson. I was upset. I was upset that we did that midseason to our rival. But since then, the Vikings overpaid him, and he has not performed well. You could argue that he played a vital role in them losing this past weekend with that huge fumble, and then the interception at the end, which is more Kirk's fault. But I mean, you could argue that TJ should have had that. So to see Laporta just immediately start breaking rookie tight end records and everything, that makes me so excited. The other rookie that really stood out to me, besides for Gibbs, who's clearly super athletic and outperformed Bijan Robinson in that game, Brian Branch on the defense. Dude is a guy already. He's going to be so good. And what's so funny is the Packers could have had him, but they traded back and we grabbed him. And so I'm just feeling really good about this Lions team. We're halfway through Jameson Williams' suspension. So it's like, wow, if we're looking this good now, imagine what this offense could do when we have a guy out there that can stretch the field, and it now makes defense, because we don't have that right now. Like, Amon-Ra is amazing, but he's not a guy who's going to burn you down the numbers like wide open.
Did you know Jared Goff only completed to 4 different receivers? That's it.
That entire game?
That entire game. Ron St. Brown, Laporta, Raymond, and Gibbs. That's the only people who caught balls.
Raymond is my new favorite pickup ever on waiver wire.
I do love Raymond. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, see, Jameson needs to get back in there in the rotation, because I don't think as much as I love Marvin Jones Jr., he is not the same guy that he was on the Lions a couple years ago. So it's like, got to get back to that. So yeah, overall, I'm super excited about the direction of this team. Hutchinson, beast, strip sack at the end sealed the deal. Like, dude's a stud. Yes, Alex.
Okay, so I've been thinking. You mentioned Branch. Brian Branch,
Yes,
I think his name. Is
Brian
that his name?
Branch.
Brian Branch.
Hmm.
I think we talked about this when he got drafted. I gotta ask, how cool is it to see a guy stay for the second day of the draft, knowing that you didn't get drafted, and like now you have to go through all this again, and you're like, he was one of the only people like in the room, and then
Yeah.
now see how freaking balling out he is on the field right now.
Well, he should have been a first round pick. He
Oh,
was touted to be a first round pick. That's why he was there. They only invite guys who they think are sure locks to be the first round. Um, he was a sure lock, and if the Lions would have taken him first, I think people would have criticized their draft a whole lot less than what they actually did when they got Gibbs and then Campbell and then Brian Branch. So yeah, it's just pretty amazing that a guy who should have gone in the first round stayed to the second. We were able to grab him too, and he's living up to that first round caliber play.
mm-hmm.
Any
I got
other questions,
Yes, I think
concerns?
this was a great win. It was good. I'm surprised. I was literally surprised there was only 4 players that caught balls
Yeah,
from.
that is crazy.
That's crazy. But a good win against a shitty team. I think it was nice. He needed it from that
Yeah,
sad
Falcons
loss.
did not look good.
They don't
Well,
deserve that.
you know what? That made me so excited for this Thursday. Now, don't get me wrong. Lambeau is a very hard place to play. They're getting Christian Watson back this week, but
Ooh.
seeing that Falcons team is like, how did the Packers lose to these guys?
Yeah.
Like, they're not good.
Hey, remember, it's any given Sunday. It's really any given Sunday. It
But
can change,
also,
things can happen. But I think ultimately they're just young and they're gonna have games where they don't do well.
True.
their run game fucking ran over the Packers that week. Like that week,
Yep.
that was week 1, right? They
That's the
went
other thing.
off on them.
Lions, I believe. I don't think it's either top 3 or top 4, but in run defense, they're top of the league in run defense. And that's really all the Packers have. So we're gonna stop. Obviously,
Well,
you
Aaron
know,
Jones is
you're
he
getting
might be
Christian
playing.
Watson back. Aaron Jones is questionable. At Jair Alexander's out.
Yeah.
So our passing game just opened up huge. Bakhtiari's out. Like, I'm feeling
Bakhtiari?
I'm not going to say I'm not going to be on this podcast next week, pissed as hell that we lost to the Packers, but I'm feeling pretty good going into this game.
Yeah, I feel you.
My last question. This is my
Yes.
last question. Out of the rookies so far,
Mm-hmm.
who are you most impressed by?
Brian Branch.
Over Laporta, huh?
Yeah, at Laporta, I kind of I knew he was going to be good. Like, he was highly, highly touted out of Iowa, which is a tight end university, as we know. And the Iowa head coach said that he was the greatest football player he's ever coached. Watching Iowa, he was clearly the best player on the team. So like, I kind of knew that he was going to be good. I didn't expect him to be this good this fast, because tight ends are never really all that their rookie year. But Brian Branch took me by surprise right from the get-go of just how much of an impact he was going to have on every game.
And now, I'm not doing it because I have a sleep baby right there. And now, it's time for the most devastating, the most electrifying intro in the game. What time is it for, Christopher?
I don't know if I can do it, guys. It smells horrible. Someone forgot to muck the stalls. There is shit everywhere inside of the Cowboy corner. Justin, let us know. How pissed are you right now? Alex and I were talking on Sunday, and we were like, Justin's so mad right now. And we've been just itching to get to this segment, because so far this year, you've had, I would say, probably the biggest reason to be happy and celebratory each and every week so far. And so, how are you feeling after your first loss to the Arizona Cardinals no less?
To the backup quarterback list, Arizona Cardinals.
True.
But where do you start? Last week I jumped on this podcast, and hey guys, Alex, this is your playback. Remember, I said we're the best in the league. Hey, we could be the best team. Blah 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 blah. Punch in the fucking gut. If I hate losing to any team, I can understand losing to the Eagles. I can understand losing to the Giants. I hate fucking losing to the Cardinals. Growing up in Arizona and all those dickhead bird people, I hate the Cardinals. I hate losing to them. We can't beat them. We've literally lost them the last 3 times we have played them. We cannot beat Arizona. And why? Doesn't make sense.
Joshua Dobbs is why.
Dude, honestly, no. That game was won because specifically of their run game, and that was something that's funny because we would have been pretty good at stopping the run game, but we looked sloppy. We looked arrogant. We came in with these big ass heads that we were going to win this game, and from the get-go, the Cardinals punched us in our fucking mouth with a backup team. Yeah, they had some of their their wide receivers and running backs, but with Joshua Dobbs, like, don't get me wrong, he's not Kyler Murray, right? Like, he's a little bit better than that. A little better, not as good as that. But oh, dude, and we did it to ourselves half the fucking time. We had 13 penalties for 107 yards against us, and we can't put anything into the fucking end zone. When we get down in there into the red zone, we cannot score a fucking touchdown, which comes to me like, yeah, it's still the beginning of the season. We still got to get this new offense in and dialed in. And the red zone's always a hard spot to punch it in. But like, we have not looked good in the red zone in any of the last 3 games. We've given them some benefit because we just fucked them up, right? We didn't need them because the defense has been really good. Now you saw when our defense got smacked in the mouth, how good our offense responds. And we did not respond that well at all. I think there were definitely some players that did their absolute best, but I think the Cardinals came in here as an underdog, and I think they came in with the mindset of we're going to show that we're a little bit better than that. They did that against the Giants, they've done that against the Commanders, but they've always blown leads all the way up to the 4th quarter. They've blown all the leads, and this was their one where they're like, yo, we're not doing that. Dude, Joshua Dobbs only incompleted 4 passes. Game of his fucking life
for a guy who can't find a jersey in his own fucking memorabilia shop.
Oh my god,
They put it in there now.
Tony Pollard ran for 122 yards. Dak threw for almost 250. Like, it just, we looked like shit all across the board. And I'd rather lose here than lose later. Good. We came in, we were super arrogant these last. Me, even as a fan, was it's still embarrassing. It was really pissed me off. Like, I literally turned off. I did not watch the first half of Sunday night's game because I was just mad. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to listen to all the fucking commentators telling me about how the Cowboys are overrated or this and that, because we're still a good team.
Yeah.
But I fucking can't believe we lost to the Cardinals. It makes me so mad. And I'm sad McJam's not here to say anything because he's the only resident Cardinal fan that we have in our group from all of us living and being in Arizona, meeting in Arizona. But fuck them. I hate them. What questions do you have?
Do you want to start? Or do you want me to go, Chris?
Do you want to start? So, yeah, I you hit the nail on the head for me when you said, you know, when your defense is great, you guys are amazing, but when your defense has a bad day, you know, I personally would say that Dak can't step up when the defense steps down. And so my question for you is, depending on how this year goes, is this Dak's last year in Dallas, or do you want it to be Dak's last year in Dallas?
No, I like Dak. I think there are definitely no. I don't think it's his last year. This is the first year that he's playing under Mike McCarthy. They're at least going to get, like, he at least deserves another year to see like what he's able to do. They already paid him. They're already going to have him. So literally the worst thing that they're going to do is bench him halfway through the year and start somebody else. But I don't think it's worth it, not only for how much we've already paid him, but just to give him another chance to get that rhythm. To get that rhythm under Mike McCarthy. We still have a whole half of the season, so we don't really know, right? I think that's the biggest like question mark to me. It's not Dak at all and say he is probably part of a problem, but it also, what's up, Alex? What's your question?
No, you're good. I just have a question. You're gonna go for it, but you're gonna hate this question.
No, it's okay. I think he's part of a problem, but it's not him. Like, okay, none of our receivers were open.
Yeah.
So that means our play calling is not efficient down there in the red zone, which means that's a Mike McCarthy. Hey, Mike McCarthy, what plays are we going to trick up? Hey, instead of just throwing the ball, why don't you just run it down their fucking throats? Tony Pollard looked decent, and if he wasn't the guy, our other guy, I think it's I don't even know how to say his name. Dwaddle Doodle. I don't even know. Rico Dwaddle. He even did pretty decent. He had 4 for
Rico.
21. Like you just
Rico.
that's where we needed. Yes, we needed someone to be more proficient in the red zone, and no one was. And I think part of that being was just getting smacked in the mouth. Like we literally look like lost little puppies out there. Yeah, what's up, Alex? What's your
Okay.
question?
What team am I describing? Great defense, offense can't get it done. Oh, actually, it sounds like the Cowboys. So I understand that the Steelers are in a worse predicament because their offense is worse, and I will say that we are not a great offense. But it almost sounds like the Cowboys are in a similar predicament where their defense is carrying them and their offense is the one that can't get it done. How many times were they actually in the red zone? I watched that game. How many times did they actually drive the ball on the fucking Cardinals? How many times?
Oh, we were in the red zone 5 times, and we made 1 of 5.
And so I understand scoring in the NFL is really hard. It's the NFL. It's the best of the best. It's like even though you're the Cardinals and blah blah blah, it's the best and the best. Like the top 0.01% only make it to the NFL. So like these guys are freak athletes, even when you're on the practice squad, right? But it's just like I love how the Steelers get this clout. They got absolutely demolished week 1, and they deserve it very well. But the Cowboys, every time I see the Cowboys, I'm like, this looks like a Steelers team that just has a slightly better offense. Their defense is amazing.
I have to ask you this then. How long has Matt Canada been your guys' offense coordinator?
2 years? I think this is his second year or third year. Okay.
Okay. So this is Mike McCarthy's first year of making plays since he was in the Green Bay Packers.
Hey, listen.
You know, 100%. I would tell you our defense is definitely carry us, Alex.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong by any means. You guys, you know, every week if we get really bad losses, yeah, I'm pissed, but I'm also humble, and I know we probably deserved it. Yeah, and we did deserve it. Like we deserved that loss. We went out there super arrogant. We went out there like we were the best of the best, and we got our fucking mouths hit. Good. We needed it. Wake the fuck up. You're not as good as you think.
Hell yeah. And you can't believe you tried to put the loss on me and saying I jinxed it.
No, I did that in the beginning when so hey, okay. The game's barely I don't even think it's not even starting yet. I have to go take a shit, and Alex is on the phone with me.
No, it started. It was 10-0.
Like telling me, oh, they're not looking this good. I said, Alex, it's the beginning of the game. Don't jinx us. And he kept talking that shit. I didn't blame it on him. I definitely was in the start of the game blaming it on him. But watching through the game, it wasn't Alex. Literally, we just do it 7 penalties, 107 yards. That adds up. If you have we had a total offense of, let me see, total yards, 416. Take away 100 of those.
It's a lot of yards.
Look what you did, 300 yards. You only drove down 3 times for a football field.
Would they get 16 points, you said?
Yeah. So
400 yards for 16 points. That's a lot of yards.
I think it was like a domino effect. It was one, the Cardinals came out and smacked us in the mouth in the very first drive. They went hard, and that was a Joshua Dobbs 41 rushing. That 41-yard play that he made there at the beginning was the sign that we were probably going to lose. Because first off, no one runs on our defense like that, and of all people, Joshua Dobbs should never run on our defense like that.
He got alopecia.
Yeah, actually, got alopecia. Alopecia, whatever. It was just it was honestly just a little bit embarrassing, and I knew my phone was gonna blow up between just ESPN, because every time the Cowboys lose to someone they shouldn't lose to, you already know everybody.
ESPN loves it.
They love to fucking hate us. They won't do it to the Lions. They don't really do it to you right now because you're not as good as but when you were really good, they definitely did it to you. Mm-hmm. But like right now, because we shouldn't have lost, they ate us alive. And then any friend that I had as a Cardinals fan had to text me.
And we stayed quiet. God, we let you text.
I didn't text.
I was very scared to take that first text.
No.
So what was funny is like I was like, man, I wonder when we're going to hear from Justin. And then someone sent something in the Dynasty
Oh.
League chat, and you responded so fast.
Made me so mad because all of them are fucking Cardinals fans too. And that's what pisses me off because one, first off, they were saying some dumb shit, right? Like, whatever. Let them be. Whatever. Whatever.
I'll save you from
Are
this
you ready
misery.
to burn the film tape and put this week behind you?
Oh, absolutely. And I know all your guys' wives like football, but I don't think they like it as much as my other half. And so
Yes, probably true.
Rosie
Yeah,
does.
mine.
Perfect.
No, she's just a Steelers fan, but that's only because I like the Steelers.
Yeah. Cypress actually loves the Cowboys. And
Mhm.
so I can get mad. She's probably just as much, or if not worse sometimes than me, because she hasn't been through this hate. So I can let it go for this.
She hasn't been
Like,
through it.
how dare you do this to me? You made me tied to a team. And I go, I'm so sorry that we did this. Welcome to being a Cowboys fan.
That's my fault. That's my
And
fault.
that's the
Well,
end of Cowboys corner.
talking
love it.
about a team that you like to hate on, the Giants got absolutely destroyed. It looks like, unfortunately, after the loss of the Cowboys, the 49ers are the number one team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, 100%.
After that loss,
Agreed.
they've become the number one team in the NFL. And it just doesn't look like there's any signs of stopping. Well,
That was
which kinda
the
sucks.
like that was 1-2. What a boring game too.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
I was waiting for something more, and 30-12. Like, dude, the Giants last year don't even look anything remotely like they did last year or this year. Excuse me. Like, who are they?
I was riding the Dable train.
A lot of bad primetime games so far this year.
Hockey
a lot of
primetime
changes,
games.
I think. And you know what? And we say it every year, and injuries play such a pivotal role into like how good these games are, or what changes to prime time. That's why they change it. And dude, there's been a lot of injuries this year across the board in general. And
Tons.
not
Yep.
Saquon getting hurt for the Giants does play a role, but he didn't look good with them to start,
No.
anyways.
I mean, I don't know what they were thinking putting the Steelers Raiders on Sunday night. No one got injured.
Well, that sounds like a lot better. Somewhat. I don't even know what that
It was
is.
a good game. Like, it was a fun game to watch. It was a lot of defense. It was a fun game to watch. But they got absolutely pollywopped. And the 49ers are literally the best team in the league, and there's no sign of stopping. The Saints might be trash without Derek Carr.
Oh,
For sure.
yeah, we have Jameis Winston as your backup. Honestly, that game was insane because it was 17-0, right? I think
0.
at one
Yes.
point over Packers, going into like the third or the fourth. I can't remember.
Yes.
And Derek Carr goes out, and then that changed.
Yeah, he went out in the third quarter.
Whoa! Now what a world of events that changed.
I was so
because
mad.
I didn't watch that game, and then I looked at my.
It was going into the fourth. Going into the fourth
Yeah.
fucking quarter, it was 17-0. The Packers scored
18
all
points.
their fucking points in the fourth quarter.
That's I did not watch that game, and I was like, oh, the Saints got this. And I go to like check the scores, and I was like, what the? How did the Packers win?
They scored on a field goal.
Okay.
So they got the ball technically. I think what was it? Fourth quarter, 12 minutes and 50 seconds. So right at the start, right?
Cool.
And they took a minute 50 to get a field goal, and then they kept scoring.
Easy.
Then they did touchdown.
Oh man, good for them.
And
honestly,
Saints missed a field goal at the end. They missed
Yeah.
I think they missed, what was it?
Oh, did they?
5-yard field goal. Yeah,
Will
so they
It was
lost.
a really long field goal.
Is Lutz the kicker still?
Yeah.
Will Lutz never missed a field goal. He's so good.
No, that was A. Carlson. It's not Will Lutz.
Oh, is Carlson their kicker now? I thought
Yeah.
Will Lutz was their kicker.
Oh, I thought it was
forever.
still Will Lutz.
No,
I don't know. I don't care about.
You're
the
right.
Saints,
No,
so.
it's totally Carlson. It's the skinny blonde guy.
Oh, you are correct. Will Lutz has probably been gone for a while. But talk about a weird game. Like, didn't think Derek Carr was doing that much for the Saints because his stats haven't been that crazy. I've had him in fantasy, so I know. And
actually, you want to know what he had?
He was
13 for 18 on 103 yards. Wasn't even having a bad game.
That's a bad fantasy game.
Yeah, fantasy, but talk about you want to win a game. It doesn't matter. It's just football. Okay, put fantasy to the side. Jameis Winston went 10 for 16 and 101 yards. But Derek
pretty
Carr got
similar.
sacked 3 times in that.
That's rough.
And
Yeah, it's just you know, that was a weird game. I know you hated the Packers loss or won. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, Jordan Love the ball.
I thought I was going to see the entire division lose and us get the win.
Jordan Love threw 44 times. He completed half of his passes.
Yeah, he's not good.
I wouldn't say he's great, but he's winning
He's
them
not
football games.
horrible.
He's going to get exposed.
No.
I mean, yes, he's a
It's
rookie
just,
quarterback.
This
Technically,
is like Alex talking about the Ravens, Browns, or Bengals at this point.
No,
it's
because
Okay.
because the Raven. How are you comparing Jordan Love to Lamar Jackson to even Deshaun Watson to Joey? You're really putting his delusion with them with Jordan Love. Jordan Love can't throw the long ball. He can only throw short passes.
I've never said anything bad about Joey B.
I'm putting a delusion of the
True.
fact that you just hate the Packers. It doesn't.
I
Hate
do.
whatever comes through the Packers. You hated Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but he never talked bad about Aaron Rodgers. He said he hated Aaron Rodgers, but he would never say.
I
Like,
did respect his game.
But
yeah, he respected it enough to like say, yes,
Because
he may
he
have had a
beat the shit out of
shitty
you.
game, but he's not a shitty
Yeah,
quarterback.
Jordan Love is not him. Like watching Jordan Love so far this, like I was nervous after preseason. Like he looked a lot better than
He looked
expected.
fucking good. You know who else looked good in preseason?
But then in these games, I was like, actually, no, he's very mid at best.
Maybe mid at best, but he literally hasn't started a full season. He started maybe 1 or 2 games. He has 7 touchdowns and 1 interception right now. He's literally tied for 6th in
Not
QBR.
bad.
Like
We'll see.
he's not doing bad.
Not
I
horrible.
think you're going too hard on a guy who hasn't had an opportunity, right? Kenny Pickett has had more opportunity than Jordan Love.
Hey, calm down. Why are you putting why are you bringing Kenny Pickett back into this?
I'm just that's the closest thing I can compare.
It's true.
Right? And he's I think you're just going hard on a guy who hasn't had an opportunity. Do I think he's not going to win this week? I don't think he's going to win this week. I think your defense will step up and help beat that, but I think he'll get some points. I don't hate him as much as you hate him, but I think you're hating him.
I don't hate him.
Because he's a Packer.
I don't hate him. I
hate him.
this idea that the Packers are still top dog because people think he looks good. I don't think he looks that good. I think he's barely better than Justin Fields.
He's above average. He's not average. He's maybe mid to average, like above average, right? He's right in that like fine line where he's not great, but he's not the worst. He's not like middle of the road. He's like flirting with that above and mid. You know what I'm saying?
You know who is above average? The fucking Dolphins.
Oh my god, dude. What a game. 70
Sean Payton.
Have you guys ever seen a game in the NFL that a team scores 70 points?
In Madden.
Madden, yes. Exactly.
Dude, like it's just like like I said in the predictions podcast, Tyreek Hill, I don't think played the second half. Like you're still scoring without Jaden Waddle,
their backups,
and Tyreek Hill.
They were purposely trying not to run up the score, and they had no choice but to run up the score.
Because it's like Mostert. I love Mostert. He was in one of my leagues. He had like 4 touchdowns. Like it was like,
so did their backup.
I'm gonna run up the middle. Oh, I guess I'm just gonna get a touchdown. It's like,
you want to hear their team stats?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So let's go passing. They passed for almost 300 yards. Oh no, that's the Broncos. Excuse me. They passed for almost 400 yards, 376. They ran for 350.
Wow. Did Tua start the whole game?
I don't think he did.
I
don't know that part.
Yeah, I don't know if this makes the Dolphins look better or if this makes the Broncos look really bad because they're not great.
So this was in the 4th quarter at 8 minutes. It took 2 plays for them to score a touchdown. It was 1 run for 8 yards and then another run for 67 yards.
That sounds about right.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Broncos country. They're not riding.
No, definitely the Broncos look like ass, and part of that is so funny because Sean Payne had put nothing but hate.
Yeah, he was talking shit.
Broncos. This is more embarrassing than any loss they could have had last year.
Way more.
Did we put up 70? Holy shit! Did you even come to play? Did you even prepare?
Yeah. Like, what was your game plan there?
And I don't know. I don't know.
Certainly wasn't stop the run.
They're hella inefficient on third down. They went 3 for 12. That's horrible. That's disgustingly horrible. And they got rid of so many pieces last year on their defense where they're really not the same defense that they were last year.
Yeah.
And
Chubb.
it's just
Chubb, you hate to see it.
It's embarrassing. And you know what? That's Chubb's game. That's his vengeance game. So
Yeah.
good. I'm glad he does it. I just think, wow, what an embarrassing way
70 points
to be a Bronco. Feel bad for all my friends who are Broncos fans to be at quite a bit, actually, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, we do. And I just can't believe that a team scored 70 points in the NFL. Like we just talked about, this is the best of the best. Yeah. 70 points, that is embarrassing.
Super embarrassing.
Talk about an embarrassing team. The Vikings.
I love it.
I know you love it. I know you love it. I mean, there's no way that that team. Who's their coach again?
Kevin O'Connell.
There's no way.
A Sean McVay descendant.
I mean, he's good. I just don't think his JJ still put up crazy numbers. I don't know. The Chargers have been in 3 really close games. They literally
the Chargers aren't that good either.
Yeah.
Okay.
They could be 3-0 though. Like with their games that they've had, they could be 3-0. Like
but see, really so could the Vikings. Well, that's not. Yeah, so could the Vikings. Like last year, the Vikings were undefeated in those close 1-score games. Yeah, now they're completely defeated. Like, and I was calling them frauds all last year. Like, all it took was one stroke of luck one time and they would get the win. Now they're not getting that one stroke of luck and they're being exposed for really what they are. And in fact, they're actually worse than last year because they don't have Delvin Cook and they don't have Patrick Peterson. Like, their defense looks awful and their run game is not there anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on with those two teams that should have. Actually, probably everyone before the season said these two teams are going to make the playoffs. They might not even make the playoffs, like either of them.
I think at the end of the day, the Chargers did go without Austin Eckler, but they are doing something shitty to be able to put themselves in a bad position.
You know what it is?
The Vikings had multiple opportunities to win that game and failed to do so because Kirk Cousins isn't clutch.
You know what the thing that they did that puts them in shitty situations? Hired Kellen Moore. We saw what he did in fucking in Dallas. Like, what do you think is going to change just because he changes the city? Nothing. Like it's still a team. Like, how many times?
Just wait till Eckler's the center.
Oh, thanks.
And it's so funny. Remember the Vikings literally were like undefeated until week something random.
Yeah,
and they're 0-3. They can't
week 9 or something like that.
Game. And the Chargers are like putting the Chargers into it. They're 1-2 with having very little to no turnovers. To barely beating teams and barely losing teams. They're like they are mid at best.
They are not great.
Really sucks to them. Mike Williams going out with an ACL tear. Talk about
dude.
My fantasy. Talk about what it
hurts my fantasy too.
Year after year after year. I feel bad for that guy.
I can't. Why him?
He can't. He seems like such a good dude.
He's such a. Do you know what? He's one of those dudes that he's not like. He doesn't talk a lot. He's pretty quiet, and he's a monster.
Just plays ball.
He's huge. He's a big guy. Ball. Him and Keenan Allen, 2 to 3 weeks. Keenan Allen's out, guaranteed.
I understand, but Keenan Allen kind of had himself a game.
Yeah, he did. And I do have Keenan Allen, but I think I have Mike Williams in more leagues than I do Keenan, so that sucks.
Moving on to the game that you wish you would have picked the opposite way: the Pats and the Jets. So
not much to say. 2 trash teams.
Yeah, didn't watch this game. Mac Jones torching sauce.
It looked ugly, anyways.
I don't really know.
No, he's not very good. Wilson's not very good. It wasn't a very good game.
Talk about
unless you care about these teams.
Talk about this. I don't know if this is the most surprising win of the day.
Wait.
What?
You literally skipped over the one bullet point I have fucking there.
I literally said Mac Jones touching sauce PP.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that happened. I forgot that
Yeah,
happened.
he tried to dodge the question today too, just like Alex tried to dodge the bullet point.
Like literally, like it's the only really highlight of that whole fucking thing is that everybody says Mac Jones is a pretty dirty player. They don't really give him a lot of good like words or verbiage. So I think that's funny as shit. Makes him look dirty already. And he's probably pissed off because he can't win a fucking football game under Bill Belichick. So he knows he's about to be on the out.
Yes.
Yeah.
A surprise win of the week.
Are you
I don't know
tired,
if
Alex?
it is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's 11 p.m. here.
I know. Hey, we're
Um,
almost there.
the most surprise win of the week, the Texans. I just don't know. I'm not saying it as a question. Like, I understand that the Cowboys beat the Cardinals beat the Cowboys, but like the Texans
I
beating
thought
the
this was
Jags,
more
this
rare.
is, and they kind of fucked them up. Like,
See,
they
I didn't, because it's a divisional game. It's like
I
you
get
see
that.
crazier shit go down in divisional games where there's more hatred there. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're both shocking.
CJ Stroud had himself a game.
That was a great game.
Yeah, that was his like first really, really good game.
He did
2 touchdowns,
good.
right?
Two touchdowns, almost 300 yards. He had a QBR of 83.
I mean,
man.
So
for
hold
him.
on. This was week 3, right?
Yeah.
So week 3, multiple touchdowns.
Okay, we are moving on to
very surprising though. I think the big thing though you have to look at, yes, it's a divisional game, but the Jaguars looking like shit after they were a playoff contending team last year. They beat the Chargers in the playoffs, didn't they? After that epic comeback.
And they both
but here's the thing. Trevor threw like 6 picks before they made that comeback. Like I get why people were happy and hyped about them, but I didn't expect them to be any much better this year. I mean, they got Calvin Ridley back, which is huge, but
well, and like if you look at their stats, they really didn't do that bad. I mean, Trevor Lawrence went 27 for 40 for 300 yards too, but he had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Like that interception was a big thing, but the interception wasn't a big thing because they didn't do anything. Like they still only did 17 points.
Yeah, they couldn't punch it in.
No.
I found this game to be very, very fun. Did you guys watch the Colts Ravens game? This was surprising.
Bullshit. This game made me so mad because they were in the overtime game, in the overtime part, there was a hella defensive penalty where he was literally holding the player and they blindly missed the fucking call. And it was obvious.
Yes.
It just made me so mad. It made me so mad.
I think though,
I hate refs.
I hate refs, but I think this has been clarified through every single time there is a bad call. Why are you putting it in the ref's hands to make a decision for you?
100%.
Like it's
when
like
is that? Yeah.
You should have just beat them. Like you should have just beat them. You shouldn't have to count on that one mistake by a linebacker on your guy. And granted, it was defensive pass interference 100%. Maybe the angle the guy was at just didn't see it, right?
That's bullshit. I think at some point, like, do you guys think that they throw challenge flags based off of those kind of calls, like missed calls and stuff like that?
What the
I
thing
think there
is,
has to be a point where they're.
Well, I think they also take
go to New York.
I think they'll take the go to New York thing more like seriously, and like the upper people will get more involved when it's that blatantly obvious.
Why don't you just have one fucking ref on the field and someone watching the game and go, that's a foul, throw the flag, and you go, okay, man.
This game was not on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson literally did everything in his power.
You're down 9 starters. Like, what do you expect?
200 yards passing. He had 100 yards rushing. He was their leading rusher, leading passer, like obviously, but like
leading receiver.
Maybe, bro.
So like that's what frustrated me was that missed call and like to watch like Lamar. I like Lamar obviously to watch him actually play, and like this is where you get Lamar and like people will have like things against him because of games like this. Like you lost the fucking Colts, dude. You lost to a backup. You lost to Gardner Minshew.
But he's not really. I love Gardner Minshew.
And the Colts aren't even that good. You safety the Colts in this game, and you still couldn't fucking win the football.
Yeah, it's pretty true. He did
safety the Colts. Dan Orlowski, and he couldn't fucking. You guys couldn't beat him.
Yep.
Ask Chris about that. He knows all about that.
Damn.
But just sad game. It could have been better. I can't believe that even went into overtime.
I think it was a great game. See, just different perspectives, you know? A team that is pretty shitty, and I don't think we need to spend much time on them because I don't think that they're a team that needs to do anything at all. The Bears.
I think there's a lot you can talk about the Bears. Like Bears Chiefs. We already knew the Chiefs
Fire
were
All
sale.
negative.
Just fire sale.
the Bears have a lot of question marks, and the Bears have come out a lot lately on a lot of different issues. Like last week, Justin Fields talked about the coaching calls. Even now, DJ Moore is coming out saying they're using me ineffectively.
Mm-hmm.
This
And their
Bears
defensive
organization
coordinator
is
and
on
like,
fire.
well, yeah, because like 4 people have been let go because of this raid that is so called like not. So what the fuck is going on there? And then you traded a first round pick for a guy who arguably might not be worth a first round pick to not use him.
He's not worth it now because they're not using him, and I don't know. Like, let's just like really, this is more or less like, yes, there's not a lot to talk about the game. There's a lot to talk about the Bears and where the Bears are currently in a position for their
They're
organization.
shitty.
Like, we're okay, Chris. Out of all the teams in your division, this is the only team you kind of halfway like. In what do they do? What do they? What's their issue? Where do they go? What do they do? Like, tell me, what do you think about these Bears and what direction should they be heading in?
They have so many issues that it feels like they should just blow it up. I don't think Matt Eberflus is this coaching genius that everyone wanted to make him out to be. I don't think Justin Fields is the passing quarterback that everyone wanted him to turn out to be. I think he's an amazing athlete on his feet. Like just watching even the Chiefs game, he broke out for a few runs finally this year. He's good at that. He's not going to be your pocket passer machine. And if that's what you need, he ain't going to be the guy. So I think they need to move on from him. Yeah, the DJ Moore stuff is questionable at best. It's like, yeah, you traded so much to get him. Why aren't you using him?
They had Justin Fields ran more than any one of their starting running backs, by the way. He only passed for 22 times, only completed half of them, didn't even hit 100 yards. And just looking at the way the rushing is, like, did you even try to get the run game involved?
No.
Like, what are you guys
That's
doing?
what they're trying to do with Justin
No,
Fields.
they lost Montgomery, and they didn't really replace him. They have Herbert there, or Harbert, one of the two, and the dude's like 5'6". It's like, yeah, that's
There's nothing wrong with being 5'6".
There's nothing wrong with being 5'6".
Thank you.
But he's in a great elusive back, but you need to pair that with a power runner and have a running back by committee that can do both. And I forgot who their other guy is because he hasn't done shit. He's like they don't look good at all.
No, they're
just
a
blow
bad
it
team.
up. Start from the top, start from the GM and on down, just fresh start.
So let me throw out a couple of hypotheticals because this is why I really wanted to get into this. It wasn't necessarily more or less the game, but what do you, at this point, there's a lot of teams that I feel like could use a quarterback. And Justin Fields is still touted as this guy. And let's just pretend like he is better than what he's looking like this year. And there's just an offensive struggle. It's a coaching struggle, right? Or if you're the Bears, do you try and get rid of him and get some capital back to be able to build your future? Do you trade him away for maybe like a second round, third round pick, if that, or some players like to the team like the Jets?
I was thinking the Jets as the only possible team that I would think would mid-season trade for him, which would be funny because that would be a full-on indictment of their mistake of trading, or excuse me, not trading, picking Zach Wilson, because I believe that draft went Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. So
I mean, that'd be funny if they trade Justin Fields for Zach Wilson.
Yeah. Well, honestly, dude, I mean, it just put them in the same fucking exact scenario, and they're probably one of those teams where they would do that and still be shitty because they're that type of team. What
I
a
agree.
what a hell in a handbasket.
What a
Glad I'm
bad
not a Bears
scenario.
fan right now.
Yeah. What a bad scenario to be in. Like, ugh.
And I think the really last game of the season last of the week, excuse me, that's really what good enough was the Rams and the Bengals. Bengals finally got a W, which they needed so badly. And the Rams have been playing pretty good. And they still played pretty good in this game.
Can I talk about
I
something real
miss this
quick on
game,
this?
actually.
Yeah, can I talk about something on this? Why the fuck do we have 2 Monday night games? I do not need a game that starts at 8 p.m. my time. Okay. I can watch the first half. It's so hard to stay through those games.
Because there hasn't been any bye weeks yet. So to not overflow Sunday, they add another one to Monday. But then once bye weeks start, it'll go back to one Monday.
Was this the first year they've done this? Because I don't remember them doing this year.
They did this last year.
They did this last year, and I think even past couple years usually had 1 or 2 Mondays with.
Did it start when we did when they did the 17 game expansion or whatever?
No, because that just started last year, right?
Yeah.
Those been 2 years. This will be the third year. I think this is the third year.
I don't think so.
No, was it last year?
You're looking up. Fact check this, McJam.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea. When did I think the Monday night game started like last year.
Either way or not, I think it's dumb. It's so hard to follow both those games. And dude, it makes you want to you have to pick a game to watch because they time and they're both kind of shitty. And it's just do one.
Well, they used to, from what I remembered when they first started doing it, they were more staggered than they are now.
Throw one of those fucking afternoon games, like not the evening, not the mornings, but like the afternoon. There's only 3 games that are played. Throw a 4th one in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That to me seems more logical than having another Monday night football game.
I agree.
But man, what an NFL week. I think there were a lot of ups and downs, and like we talk about every week is any given Sunday. That I think held true through a couple of teams. Me being one of them.
The 2021 season was the first season. 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024. So this is the third season with it. And the Monday night game double headers have been around since 2006.
So before we get into college football, because I know that's technically our next subject, I do want to talk a little bit about fantasy before Alex leaves. One, because Alex is in all these leagues with us. And one, I just love doing this because if you listen to any of our podcasts last year, hey Alex, how many times has Chris won our championships for league?
Back to back.
Oh, back to back. Hey,
no, 3 times.
Back to back. My bad.
No. Not all back to back,
but 3.
But I'm a back to back champ. 3 total.
You know what's funny about this?
You know how well you're doing this year.
Yeah, you know what's funny about this?
You know, horrible.
You know who you sound like right now? You know who you sound like right now, Chris? I'm back to back, but I've won 3. Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so don't fucking tout the man for winning back to back championships or back to back.
When did he win back to back?
MVPs.
He did not deserve one of those at all.
Matter. Neither did you. But you won it. Okay. So,
hater. Whatever. Yep, I'm having a rough year in our league so far. But I'm starting to make some moves. I'm gonna get back on track. Just wait. Keep talking shit. Just wait.
No, it's just I want to know your plan to get back because you're 0-3 in our important league, and I'm going to call that the league that you created. The commissioner is 0-3 in our league.
No.
I don't think I'm 0-3. I'm 1-2.
No, you're 0-3. I'm looking at it right now. You have a 3 loss. You've only scored.
Thinking of a different league. Yep, you're right. I'm 0-3.
It's hard. It's hard to be in this many leagues.
And in the dynasty league, I'm pretty sure you're 0-3 too.
I'm 0-3 in that for sure. Yeah,
I'm definitely 1-2 in that league. That league is. I thought
so. The dynasty league, I feel like because of Chubb and everything, I'm definitely just destined to not have a great year. I didn't draft accordingly either, so I'm not going to have a good year. The douchebag league, I feel like I can turn it around. I feel like I've got a chance at it.
Oh, dude, yeah, because you have. I mean, oh man. Your running backs suck in this league, bro.
Yeah, they do.
You
know who I have in this league. So if you want to talk to me, I have Bijan Robinson. I have Raheem Mostert. I have Alvin Kamara, and if Jonathan Taylor gets traded or decides to play, I have Jonathan Taylor. So,
Hey, Alex,
Oh, that's
what,
right.
where are you at in this league? What ranked are you? Do you know?
I'm
I
2-1. I'm like, I
do
don't
you know
know,
where you're at? Where you're ranked?
not even a little bit.
Third.
I'm third. Look at me, bro. Look at me.
Chris
Good
is
job.
dead ass last almost. He's one behind. He's Eric and then him. So it's just funny because
That's rough,
I
dude. You're
know
letting
I know this gotta hurt you a little bit.
you know what hurts the most is my wife, your wife, Justin's wife are all ahead of you.
That's okay. It's you guys do realize that one of the times I won it all, I started out like 1-6 and then made it somehow climbed back into a playoff spot and made a run all the way to it.
So what you're telling me is you didn't deserve it that year. Just wanted to know.
No, it's
but you got
put
it.
in
But
the
you
hard
got,
work to turn the team around and
but you
made the
got it.
right moves. And I'm
If
going to do
I'm
it again.
Chris, I'm picking up the phone. I'm calling Alex because
Yeah.
Alex got 4 running backs that he could possibly flirt between. And I'd be asking Alex for a running back because you desperately need a running back. You have the
Okay,
shittiest.
Alex and I will talk later.
We'll talk.
But
We'll talk.
I think too one of the ones we didn't mention was last week I played McJam and I did beat McJam. He may beat me in real life, but I beat him in fantasy.
I think I would take that any day of the week.
And this week I get to play Alex's wife. So
Oh,
one less
yeah.
series.
That'll
She's
be
1 and
fun.
2. It will be fun. I love this, Chris, because I am doing good in fantasy this year, surprisingly. My strategies that I normally go for this has helped me in dynasty. It's the only reason why I'm doing well in dynasty is because I like running backs. I pick running backs first, and that helped me a ton because they're overvalued in that league. But even in our league, I would say I think I'm just having good players, and I'm averaged. I was really worried about this league, but I think all my players are consistently doing just enough to be able to put me above.
So you want to know something wild? I'm in a league. I'm 1-3 in it. My starting quarterback was Aaron Rodgers. My backup quarterback was Derek Carr. Now I have no quarterbacks,
I have no quarterbacks.
and it's been rough. It's been rough for me, and I don't know. I don't know anything. But I am happy that I'm 2-1 in one league. I'm happy that I'm 2-1 in our Yahoo league, and I'm 1-2 in our sleeper league, which kind of sucks. I'm 1-2 in another league too, which kind of sucks. But you know who is not 1-2? And that's the Michigan Boys in Blue. They're 3-0.
No, the 3-0,
4-0?
baby.
They're
No,
3-0?
shit. You know
4-0.
what? 4-0. I
Because
forget college starts.
Jimothy
Yeah.
Harbaugh is back. I took his over, and once again he fucked me. So I'm never betting on Michigan Blue again. They are quite possibly the worst team to cover. They absolutely kill their opponent by just about 3 points less than I need them every single week, which kind of sucks. It's like, oh, they
Sorry
won by
about
30.
that.
Yeah, but I need them to win by 32. Okay.
Is what
And
it is.
we had some big name games come through. I'm gonna throw some games at you, okay?
Okay.
I want your quick. Did you watch any of these games, Jay?
College?
Yeah.
No, I watched some highlights of the call
Okay.
Oregon
Okay.
one.
I'm gonna have you guys. I'm gonna have Chris mainly, and then when you have anything, Jay, let me know. Throw these games out to you. I want your quickest, your just like instant reaction of what that game was, and we'll move on. Cool. Just like a
Okay.
quick like, boom. This is what happened. Oregon State, Wazoo.
I already know
I missed that one.
Crazy game.
Yeah. Well, it's
Crazy
because it's
game.
two teams that don't play defense.
Crazy game. I was not expecting Wazoo to win. Actually, did you watch that game, Jay?
No, but I saw Wazoo win, which surprised me because Oregon State has that guy from Clemson.
Oregon State's better this year.
DJ ooh. Yeah.
And being in Seattle, I'm a UW fan technically. Like I would say I like UW over Wazoo.
Okay.
And that was surprising.
Good for them. Good for Wazoo. Bama over Ole Miss.
Bama does not look good.
No, Bama they do not.
Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, Bama over Ole Miss.
They won, but they didn't look
but
great.
They do not
their
look great.
quarterback is not good. For
Ole
Bama
Miss also doesn't look great. You barely beat Tulane, and then you go and can't do anything. you barely beat Tulane with a backup quarterback, and then you can barely you lose to like whatever. A game that I did not watch at all. UCLA Utah. Utah got the win by 7 points with a backup quarterback in.
Yeah, UCLA. I told you guys this when the announcement came for the Big Ten. I'm not like whatever. I can take them or leave them. They're not that great of a program anymore. Utah actually is. Utah's been actually pretty good the last decade, I would say.
Excited to play them. No,
Who? UCLA?
no, Utah. Are they going to the Big Ten?
No.
They're going the Big 12. Okay.
Yep.
Iowa, Penn State. Penn State kind of fucked them up 24-0, I think.
Yeah, Iowa hasn't been shit in a few years.
Oh, no,
they,
I don't know.
They have a decent defense, but they have no offense whatsoever. So that wasn't
Even
surprising
with
at all.
Mr. JJ McCarthy.
It's not JJ McCarthy. It's Cade McNamara.
Cade McNamara.
Yeah, with that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And then second to last, probably the most overhyped game that was trash. Colorado, Oregon.
It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Like I said, Colorado didn't really beat anybody. Like Nebraska isn't very good.
Yeah.
And it took them till the end of the third to really make it look like they dominated that game. For the most part, it was pretty close up until then. And
you think
TCU, whatever.
You think having Hunter in that game helps them at all?
A little bit, but not much. Not enough to. It's still going to be a blowout. It would still be a blowout. Hunter would be obviously a great. They missed him more on defense than offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they needed him badly in defense, and he was too busy streaming during that game. He was playing video games online, so I don't fucking get that at all. Like, I get, dude, you're hurt, and you would obviously be playing your heart out if you weren't. But like, I just don't get the whole
why not stream
broadcast yourself on the internet playing video games during that. Yeah,
why not
watch the game?
Yeah. Also, what's crazy about that is I think we all alluded to this last week. Even Jay was like the line sucks. Both their lines suck, and it proved true that both of their lines suck.
Yeah.
And last but not least, probably the most fun game of the night, Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah, obviously it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. They're both rivals to Michigan, but obviously I'm going to hate the Buckeyes more. So that's going to be the one time I'm a big Notre Dame fan. Love their jerseys that night. Love the atmosphere. It's always a cool environment playing there.
You think if
they
get their extra guy on the field, they stop that play?
You deserve to lose that game for that mistake. How do you have 10 defenders on the final play of the game on goal line? That's a bad mistake.
It's a no.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Obviously, it gives them a way better chance to stop it, but who really knows? They should have stopped that drive earlier, But what pissed me off the most about that game is Ryan Day. I obviously, he's not he doesn't appear to be a despicable human being in the same realm of an Urban Meyer, but he is absolutely the same amount of fucking douchebag. Yeah, and after the game, running his mouth to Lou Holtz, it's like, because Lou Holtz basically said that he thinks Notre Dame's a tougher team and all. It's like, dude, he's a Notre Dame legend. What did you expect him to say? That he thinks the Buckeyes are going to smoke him? No, of course he's going to say that. So to me, Ryan Day can't run his mouth to Harbaugh. He can't run his mouth to Kirby Smart. He can't run his mouth to Nick Saban. So he's got to go after a guy that he knows he has no chance of ever having to go up against, because who else is going to run his mouth against? And by the way, Ryan Day, you're not fooling anybody by pouring a entire printer toner cartridge of ink into your beard and hair. You're not fooling a fucking soul out there. So just stop. You look like a tool.
That was uber disrespectful. All Lou Holtz said was just like, I think that Ohio State isn't a tough team, and I think that Notre Dame's tougher. That is and honestly kind of an accurate statement of the first couple of weeks. Like, they haven't looked like a super tough team, right? They lost. They won some close games that should not have been close. And then you go out there after your pregame speak is, where's Lou Holtz now? We're not tough, huh? We're not tough, Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Complete douchebag.
first off, the man's like 75 years old.
Yeah.
What in
I think
the
he's
fuck
80.
are you? Yeah, why are you calling out an 80-year-old? What are you doing,
Like,
bro? Like,
he's
what's
such a
going
douchebag.
on?
It's one of
And
the
then-
greatest college coaches of all time, and you're nobody. You're nothing.
Yep.
Shut the
And-
fuck up.
And you beat a Notre Dame team who is very, very good, but they're still trying to find the way of who they are. Like their first couple games, they still played rough and played you very hard. And I hate to say this, but I don't think Notre Dame has a chance against Michigan, and you beat them on the last second of a game.
Yeah. Oh, their quarterback situation. I was much more worried about a CJ Stroud than I am a McCord.
Yes.
I'm not worried about this kid at all. So I cannot wait for the end of
big
November.
Big fan of Sam Hartman though.
Oh yeah,
Feels bad.
playing great.
Just gonna get the job done, could he?
I mean, yeah, kind of, and they're running.
He had his opportunities.
Well.
Notre Dame has nobody but themselves to blame for
100%.
blowing that game.
They should have actually kind of not blown out Ohio State, but they should have like had a pretty dominant win over a top 10 team.
They let it slip away from them.
It's almost like the Cowboys, right? They should have, like, there was many of times they could have punched that ball. The Cowboys, if they're playing the way they are, they go into the red zone and they score 35 points. They beat the Cardinals by like 15 points, right? But yeah.
Well, boys, been a hell of an episode. So much has happened in sports this past week. It's probably our busiest week in a really long time.
Yeah.
But as always, it's always a pleasure getting a chat with you guys. I've been eating some sugar-free candy all podcasts, and now I think I might shit myself. So sayonara.
Have a good night, guys.
This is really his I need to go to bed because it's 9:30. He's grandpa.
No, dude, I've got a long night ahead of me. I'm not going to bed anytime soon.
Kid?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. My kid's asleep on mama.
Well, thank you guys for staying late. Alex, I know it's late your time. Great episode. Great chat with you guys. Sorry we missed Big Jam. Good next week.
Missing Big Jam.
I will Oh, I'm done recording, right? We're done recording.
No, I mean, you can follow us.
Now
I know we haven't done a closeout, but you can follow us.
Oh,
yeah, we haven't.
Hey,
really...
yeah, my bad. Bam, here it is. Go follow us on all socials at the Three Amigos Podcast, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the fun things. And if you hate our content, fuck you.
Perfect.